Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Curvelo in Brazil, where we are about to enjoy race number 2 in this opening event of the season for TCR South America, Banco BRB and TCR Brazil. After the win by the reigning champion Leonel Pernilla in race number 1, we are now about to go on with race number 2 with the inverted grid, with the rookies Gabriel Moura and Camilo Trapa taking the front row. In this race, a very hot afternoon, 30 Celsius degrees, 56 is the track temperature. Certainly really challenging conditions for the 23 cars that will start this second race to close the first of the 10 events we'll have in 2026 in TCR South America. 23 cars, a very large grid with new brands that are joining this series in this weekend, and therefore loads of action to enjoy in Curvelo. I'm Francisco Aure, and it's an honor to be with you for this race. We are really grateful to have your company around the world, wherever you are watching us from, as we read the entry list on screen with a handful of rookies that are joining the series. As we said, Gabriel Moura, Camilo Trapa, Eric Schotten, Diego Ciantini, Enzo Falqueche and Nicolas Fuca. With the arrival of Hyundai with the MSA team, the factory operation in South America. Also the new Uruguay racing team is joining. Therefore, we will have a very interesting race. Let's hear from Leti Datena.
Olá, boa tarde, sou Leti Datena falando com vocês aqui diretamente do Circuito dos Cristais em Curvelo, Minas Gerais. Esse circuito que tem aproximadamente 3,3 quilômetros e que já recebeu a primeira corrida desse fim de semana do TCR Brasil e TCR South America Banco BRB, que está abrindo a sua temporada. Nessa primeira corrida, a gente sabe que o vencedor foi o atual campeão do TCR South America, Leonel Pernilla, que venceu tanto pela Brasil quanto pela South America. Falando um pouquinho do pódio aí da South America, segundo lugar ficou com o Bebo Girolami, que é um piloto com experiência no World Tour, e terceiro lugar com Juan Ángel Rosso. Já falando um pouquinho do pódio do Brasil, segundo lugar ficou com o brasileiro Rafa Reis, que é o único piloto que participou de todas as corridas, todas as temporadas do TCR South America até agora, e terceiro lugar com Pedro Cardoso, que é um piloto que está de equipe nova, carro completamente novo, e a gente sabe que o grid esse ano é completamente ampliado, está lotado, são 23 carros. Temos uma nova categoria, a categoria Júnior, para pilotos com até 6 corridas no TCR ou até 24 anos, mostrando aí que a categoria quer crescer e quer dar oportunidade para jovens talentos. Quem larga na pole position agora, por causa da inversão dos 10 primeiros do quali, é Gabriel Moura, um piloto da categoria Júnior, que acabou de chegar da Turismo Nacional. E vamos ver, as condições agora são um pouquinho diferentes. Nós temos 5 graus a mais de temperatura ambiente do que na largada dessa manhã. E eu sigo aqui trazendo todas as informações diretamente da pista.
Thank you so much, Leti. She was pointing out that we have 23 cars, new marks. The early morning podium was full of Argentinian drivers. And let's have a look at the starting grid. Junior entrants, Gabriel Moura starts, followed by Camilo Trapa for Hyundai MSA from Argentina. 2 rookies joining the grid. Celso Neto starts in third for W2 Pro GP. We have Juan Ángel Rosso taking 4th place with Palladini Racing. Joaquin Cafaro is starting in 5th place, followed by Nelson Piquet Jr. for Honda Racing, starting from 6th. From 7th, it's Diego Pernilla, teammates of Piquet on car number 85. The experienced Rafael Reis starts in 8th for W2 Pro GP, followed by Nestor Girolami, taking his entry with a Hyundai MSA. Leonel Pernilla, the winner of race number 1 and pole sitter, starts in 10th. Enzo Gianfrati starts in 11th for G Racing Motorsport. Another rookie, Eric Schotten, starts in 12 for W2 Pro GP. Diego Ciantini, another newcomer for Hyundai MSA, in 13th place from Argentina. Pedro Cardoso, the 2024 champion, starts in 14th for G Racing Motorsports. 2022 champion Fabrizio Pessini started in 15th, followed by Bruno Massa for G Racing Motorsport in 16th. 17th place for the new Uruguay racing team, with Juan Manuel Casella making his return. Adrian Chiriano, who won earlier for TCR Trophy, starts in 18th. Enrique Maglione starts in 19th, followed by Fernando Croce, the new member of Honda Racing, in 20th. 21st for Fabian Gianantuoni, struggling in qualifying yesterday. 22nd place for Enzo Falchecci, making his debut for Porthag Racing. And in 23rd and last, Nicolas Fuca for Paladini Racing, hoping to move up in the order. 23 cars will start the race. $50 points for Leonel Pernilla, leading the championship, as we read on screen, followed by Girolami and Rafael Reis. This is Gabriel Moura, who is entering in the new junior division, which is reserved for under 24 drivers. Two from that division, Gabriel Moura and Camilo Trappa in the front row. We have the 23 cars taking their slots on the grid. This is Juan Angel Rosso, who starts in second row. In fourth place behind is the last row taking their places. 23 cars will get going in race number 2 in Curvelo, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag waving in the background. The lights will go green and we'll go racing in Curvelo. Moura on the right side of the screen. On the left is Camilo Trappa. We're waiting for the start of the race. The lights will turn from red to green. Lights are off and we go racing in Curvelo, with Moura taking the lead, but Trappa wants to head into the lead in turn 1, and he does so. Moura falls into second place, as we see Rosso battling for third, with Celso Neto trying to survive in third. Neto in the inside. Rosso is demoted to fourth place. It's a very interesting start of the race, with Camilo Trappa moving his Hyundai into the lead of the race in the first turn. Into second place is now demoted Gabriel Moura. In third we see Neto, and Enrique Maglione is off in the first turn, as Nelson Piquet Jr. is battling with Joaquin Cafaro farther down the order. Piquet's trying to stay in the top 5. Cafaro battling. Also Rafael Reis is in the combat with the two, as we see Camilo Trappa now leading the race ahead of Gabriel Moura. The two junior drivers that are battling for the lead in Curvelo in the opening lap. This race is for 30 minutes plus 1 lap. On the inside is now Pedro Cardoso battling side by side. Cardoso now one-on-one with Nestor Girolami, who has dropped a few places if I'm not wrong. Cardoso is battling behind of Girolami. There is Trappa holding into the lead as Rosso goes into the inside and overtakes Neto for third. Rosso wants to use the speed in his Lincoln Co. and see if he can go into second, as we have a safety car now. Safety car is out. I'm not surprised. The first lap has brought us the safety car after Enrique Maglione spun off in the first turn. We have one less car now on the race. Safety car is out, as we see Trappa leading the race, followed by Moura and Celso Neto. We have 7 drivers in the junior division: Trappa, Moura, Cafaro, Massa, Falchetti, Schotten and Fuca. Here is the replay of the starts. We see that Eric Schotten stopped on the grid, stalled on the grid. Let's see if we can see what happened with Maglione on the way. Oh, there was a contact, and we could see Maglione spinning off. There you see another car also stopped. We'll try to see who it was from behind. We saw Schotten. I think the other one is Girolami, if I'm not wrong, and that was Enrique Maglione spinning off. There's the safety car, and the green flag is waving. We are back racing in Curvelo with Camilo Trappa leading the way in the new Hyundai MSA team, the factory team of Hyundai in South America. Racing in TCR South America right now. Moura, Celso Neto, Juan Angel Rosso, Nelson Piquet Jr. the top 5. Cafaro is back in 6th, followed by Reis, Lionel Pernilla, Girolami, and Pedro Cardoso rounding off the top 10. It was Diego Pernilla, the one who stalled on the grid, apart from Eric Schotten. This is Trappa leading the race in the opening lap. Celso Neto survives in 3rd as Juan Angel Rosso is chasing him for 3rd place. Here is Eric Schotten, followed by Nicolas Fuca, battling for 16th and 17th. Schotten runs a little bit wide, and he's overtaken by Fuca, by Ciantini, and by Enzo Falchetti in the green and white, in the gray and white Honda from Port Hack Racing. This is Camilo Trappa leading the race. A very tight battle for the lead. Less than 0.3 of a second from Trappa to Moura, as Rosso once again has a look at the inside of Celso Neto, but Neto survives and defends himself. The driver with a big background in the United States racing. Look at Trappa, how he takes the whole row of cars behind him. His lap was 126.2 compared to 125.9 from Gabriel Moura. Quicker was the 2nd place driver. But anyway, we have to see if this leads to a battle. Trappa taking the Hyundai into the lead of the race in these opening laps. We have 3 laps completed. Moura is chasing Trappa. Celso Neto also having a look at the inside of Gabriel Moura to see if he can battle for 2nd place. Rosso still going now for 3rd place. He dives into the inside and overtakes Celso Neto. Juan Angel Rosso works really perfectly the way up to 3rd, as now it's Nelson Piquet Jr. trying to overtake Neto. We'll see how Neto can resist, as now Gabriel Moura has the experience of Juan Angel Rosso behind him. Rosso, one of the drivers that has been in TCR South America since the very beginning of the series. Juan Manuel Casella is in 13th. From there, 5 seconds only from the leader Trappa to the driver in 13th, Casella. That's such a tight margin, as now Rosso is chasing Gabriel Moura to overtake him for 2nd place. The Audi of Cobra Racing, the only Audi in the series right now. The RS3. It's Camilo Trappa leading the way. Moura is in 2nd. In 3rd is Juan Angel Rosso. Drivers are now heading into the main straight once again. Rosso is trying to go for second place, side by side almost with Gabriel Moura. It's a very tight battle, and Rosso will try to break in the outside and see if he can have a better speed. Now goes into the inside and wants to overtake Moura, but Moura defends very firmly, using all the wide of the track in his favor, but Rosso is trying to run out the energy of Moura, and there is Juan Angel Rosso into second place. Now will target Camilo Trapa. Here is another angle. See Celso Neto drop back to fifth as Falchetti, who is now coming out of the pits. It's a nice chance. Leonel Pernia is in 8th place behind Rafael Reis. We have two junior drivers leading the race. Now with Rosso in the middle, and Piquet is up into 3rd, if I didn't see wrong. Overtaken Gabriel Moura. This is Neto. And Moura dropped back to 5th place. Celso Neto fell off the podium also. Here is side by side Moura and Celso Neto. We see Leonel Pernia also in the outside of the track, in the outer side of the track. Piquet is in 3rd, and here is Celso Neto overtaking Gabriel Moura. Battle between two youngsters. Moura wants to stay in the inside, and look at Rafael Reis overtaken alongside Cafaro, just clipping Cafaro's car. It's a very tight battle for 4th place with Moura, Neto, Cafaro, Reis. Leonel Pernia will join sooner than later. It's a very nice race we are having in Curvelo. Here is Gabriel Moura, Celso Neto, 4th, 5th, then Cafaro in 6th place. It's a very tight race now. Reis in 7th, in 8th is Leonel Pernia, 9th place for Cardoso, and in 10th is Nestor Girolami with the Hyundai. In the meantime, Trapa tries to pull away from Juan Angel Rosso the last lap. Rosso was exactly a 10th of a second quicker than Camilo Trapa, as the stewards are investigating the incident between Fabrizio Pesini, Juan Manuel Casella, and Enrique Maglione. I'm sure it's about the collision at the start that forced Maglione out of the race. Trapa, Rosso, and Piquet are leading the race. Rosso in the last lap was 4/10 of a second quicker. His pace is really strong. He should be able to catch Trapa sooner than later. As we see Pesini dropping down in the order. Trapa, Rosso, and Piquet in the top 3. Here is Moura, as Piquet has pulled away from him. Celso Neto is in 5th. It's a tight battle for that position. Here we have Pesini, I think it is, into the pits. He's in the bottom of the standings. "18 minutes remaining. Camilo Trapa, Juan Angel Rosso, the top 2. Camilo Trapa here in his debut in the series. Who lives in the outskirts of Buenos Aires city with loads of karting background. Also represented Argentina in the 2024 Motorsports Olympics. It's a very nice battle for the lead of the race. Looking really strong for Juan Angel Rosso in terms of pace. Shouldn't be a surprise if Rosso catches up to Trapa, who won the first race in the junior division. Camilo Trapa leading the race, and Rosso is in second. Oh, we had somebody spinning off. It's Eric Schotten, who is off the track. It's a very heavy spin-off. Celso Neto in the meantime is now up into fourth, and there is Pedro Cardoso resisting on the battle. Also Reis battling with Joaquin Cafaro, with the Uruguayan driver, member of the new Uruguay racing team. Oh, Cardoso is stopping. Pedro Cardoso is stopping on track. He will leave the car out. We see some trouble in Nestor Girolami's car. There is Cardoso off the race. He's completely out now. And we have a safety car once again. We saw that Nestor Girolami's Hyundai is with some kind of issue, possibly. There is the electric safety car we have. Spessini was also in the garage. This is the replay between Pernilla and Cardoso, two all-time rivals. Cardoso was in trouble. Pernilla was there. Leonel Pernilla survives in 8th place. As we see Fernando Croce at the back of the pack. 17 cars are running. 18 with Enzo Falchetti, who is still on track, but a lap down. Eric Schotten is in the race, still active. Trapa, Rosso, Piquet Jr. is in third, Celso Neto in fourth, Moura in fifth, Reis in sixth, Cafaro in seventh, Pernilla, Girolami, and Gianfratti rounding off the top 10. Here's the replay of Moura overtaking Celso Neto. This is our leader, Camilo Trapa, who has led the race since the start. 12 minutes remaining. Trapa, Rosso, Piquet Jr., Neto, Moura race. The top 6, we have 2 drivers leading 4 Brazilian drivers. Nelson Piquet Jr. is leading TCR Brazil, followed by Neto and Moura. It's a very hot afternoon here, so we should be aware on how the high temperatures can affect car's performance. This is Pedro Cardoso, who retired from the race. Safety car is still on track. This is the replay of Pedro Cardoso crashing into Leonel Pernilla. Now the race will be restarted. This is Camilo Trapa speeding up in the main straight. Juan Angel Rosso will try to go for the win of the race. Trapa in his debut will try to make it work in race number 2 and score his maiden win in his very first weekend in TCR South America, Banco BRB. Juan Angel Rosso is in second, but attacking very, very close to him. Piquet is in third. Loads of experience are at the back. Lots of experienced drivers are at the back of Camilo Trapa. Very good opportunity for Trapa anyway to see if he can win the race in his first weekend, but he has Rosso in second, he has Piquet in third, therefore it's not easy at all. There is Trapa, Rosso, Piquet, Neto, and Moura. Nine minutes remaining. Look at Rosso. He is very, very tightly behind Camilo Trapa, who as far as now has defended well, but he still has a long race ahead of him. There is Rosso on the outside. Nelson Piquet Jr. is also trying to join the battle. Trapa battles with Rosso for the lead in Curvelo as they come into the main straights, and it's now once again Juan Angel Rosso trying to overtake Camilo Trapa for the lead of the race. Piquet goes into the inside and he couldn't anyway try to dive for second. Neto remains in fourth position. It's a very, very tough battle. Look at the train of cars. We have Trapa, Rosso, Piquet, Neto, Moura, Reis, Cafaro, Pernilla, Girolami, Gianfrati. All the cars packed in 5 seconds from first to 15th after the car has left, the safety car has left the track. Celso Neto is there in a fourth position. This is now the lap number 14. They completed 13 and now they are in the 14th lap as they come out on track onto the main straight to complete that lap number 14. So once again a very tight battle. Trapa holding onto the lead as Nelson Piquet Jr. is trying to put pressure on Rosso. Rosso trying not to focus on Piquet behind him but keep on attacking Camilo Trapa. Neto is expectant on whatever might come up ahead of him in fourth position. just behind Nelson Piquet Jr. 5th place for Gabriel Moura, 6th for Rafael Reis. Joaquin Cafaro in 7th. And race 1 winner Leonel Pernilla is in 8th. A really large grid of 23 cars, of which we still have 19 cars still running. Six minutes and a half. Six minutes remaining in the stopwatch in Curvelo. This is very tight race. Cafaro holding Leonel Pernilla in 7th place, still resisting. They are going through sector 1. Rosso and Piquet there. Camilo Trapa, Juan Angel Rosso in 2nd. In 3rd is Nelson Piquet Jr. Celso Neto is in 4th. There's Camilo Trapa leading the race. Juan Angel Rosso is in 2nd. Piquet is in 3rd. Positions untouched, as we would see. As far as now, Leonel Pernilla would be leading TCR Brazil Championship on 71 points, followed by Rafael Reis. He joined TCR Brazil this year, Leonel Pernilla. There is Rosso going on the outside. Very tight battle once again, but trying to come out onto the main straight with a better speed, better than Camilo Trapa, is what Juan Angel Rosso is trying to do in this main straight once again, as he is heading into turn 1. I think he won't have the room to try anything. The same for Piquet in 3rd. In 4th is Celso Neto. Moura is in 5th once again. Rosso is open, and Piquet is now diving into the inside for 2nd position. Good job by Piquet, taking the chance after a slight running wide of Juan Angel Rosso. It's a very tough movement. Tough moment for Juan Angel Rosso, who now falls to 3rd. Nelson Piquet Jr. overtaking Rosso for 2nd, and now, of course, Piquet will try to go and win the race, overtaking Camilo Trapa. Let's see the replay. Look at Rosso going on the outside, but he gave a bit of room, and Nelson Piquet Jr. did not forgive. And now Camilo Trapa will be under heavier pressure even. Not enough with Rosso. Now it will be Piquet. Here's our leader, Camilo Trapa. This is Nelson Piquet Jr. as they are now heading into the main straight once again. Trapa. Behind him is Nelson Piquet Jr. Juan Angel Rosso is in 3rd. TCR in Curvelo has only 2 minutes and a half remaining. Camilo Trapa still leads. A very young driver, Camilo Trapa, that is starting. He's joined the series now in this weekend, and therefore it's a Very good chance. Just a half and a second from Trappa is leading ahead of Nelson Piquet Jr. And Ciantini is slowing down. Diego Ciantini possibly with some trouble. He was overtaken by Fernando Croce. And Nelson Piquet Jr. has Juan Angel Rosso behind him. Camilo Trappa wants to go on in the first place and win the race if he can. Cafaro battling with Lionel Pernilla, overtaken by Pernilla for 7th position. Behind is Nestor Girolami. Cafaro is now in 8th, and Enzo Gianfrati in the white and green Cupra, car number 19, in 10th place. Just a minute. We are in the second last lap, I'm sure, as it won't be enough. There is Camilo Trappa in first place. He will open the last lap of the race. Ten seconds. Let's see if he opens the last lap with the clock down to 0. Otherwise, it will be another lap. Yes, it's the last lap of the race. Here is the contact between Fuca and Casella. A half of a second was completed in in the moment in which they crossed the last lap. Is it the final lap of the race? 30 minutes, 0 seconds and a half a second is what Camilo Trappa had completed. There is the reason why this is the last lap, and now it's Trappa who is about to win. He needs to stay alive in the lead of the race for the rest of this lap. Nelson Piquet Jr. wants to give everything as they come now down into the main straight, and in his debut in TCR South America, it will be Camilo Trappa taking the win. A win in the debut for Honda, for Hyundai MSA. There is Camilo Trappa taking the checker flag. Trappa wins. Hyundai wins. Both in their debut are victorious. Great win for Camilo Trappa. Nelson Piquet Jr. arrives in second. In third is Juan Angel Rosso, Celso Neto and Gabriel Moura in the top 5. Reis, Pernilla, Cafaro, Girolami and Gianfrati round off the top 10. Big win for Camilo Trappa, the rookie driver. He won the junior division ahead of Moura and Cafaro. Nelson Piquet Jr. won in TCR Brazil, followed by Celso Neto and Gabriel Moura. Adrian Chiriano wins in Trophy Division, followed by Fernando Croce. Camilo Trappa wins also the Junior Cup. And this man, Adrian Chiriano, wins TCR trophy once again. Here is the final result. Camilo Trapa, Nelson Piquet Jr. and Juan Angel Ross in the podium. Celso Neto and Gabriel Moura round off the top 5. Then Rafael Reis, Leonel Pernilla, Joaquín Cáfaro, Néstor Girolami and Enzo Gianfrati. Piquet Jr., Neto and Moura comprise the TCR Brazil podium. As we see the reminder of the standings. Remember this face, Camilo Trapa, who has won the race This is our Parc Ferme with all the drivers in their cars arriving. As we see here, some highlights of the race. It was a very intense race throughout the 30 minutes. Big responsibility on the shoulders with Camilo Trapa resisting behind Nelson Piquet Jr. We'll have Camilo Trapa, Nelson Piquet Jr. and Juan Angel Rosso on the podium soon. Also Trapa, Moura and Cáfaro in the Junior Cup. These are the top three. Piquet in the white suits. Juan Angel Rosso having some water. And Camilo Trapa. There's also Celso Neto, to score a podium for TCR Brazil. Also Gabriel Moura. There's Adrian Tirano, the winner of TCR Trophy. Let's
Bom,
hear
agora nós
from
vamos com
Camilo
a
Trapa in
entrevista
first.
do Nelsinho Piquet,
Nelson
que
Piquet Jr.
conquistou a
in first.
vitória pela TCR Brasil, né? Que agora ele
Took
já
the win
tem um
for
título,
TCR
inclusive,
Brasil.
no TCR Brasil. Nelsinho, parabéns. Falar um pouquinho sobre esse início de ano já com uma
Congratulations,
vitória.
Nelsinho. Speak us
Foi
through this
bom terminar
race,
o final de
please.
semana assim. A primeira prova realmente não foi do jeito que a gente queria, né? Um toquezinho na largada ali, abriu o capô, tive que parar. Mas uma corrida agora de recuperação, largamos em sexto, terminando em segundo, muito próximo do nosso companheiro aí. Ele tinha mais velocidade no final, eu não conseguia passar ele. Por mais que eu tenha tido paciência e tentar manter os pneus frios pro final, não foi suficiente. Mas corrida boa, assim,
wasn't enough.
é uma
I had
pista
cold
super
tires
difícil de
and I couldn't
ultrapassar.
attack
Nesses
more.
carros também, uma degradação de pneu super alta, então estou contente com o que a gente fez.
We had loads of
E
tire
agora soma pontos
degradation
pra
with this
gente
very hot
recuperar os
afternoon.
pontos perdidos da primeira etapa.
Muito obrigada,
I could recover
parabéns
the
pela
points
vitória.
I
Agora eu vou
lost in the
falar
first
com
race.
Camilo Trapa já, começando a tua história em TCR
Camilo Trapa,
con
you
una
are starting
victoria.
your
Ya
story
empezaste con una
in
victoria
TCR South America already with
en
the
la
win
Junior por la mañana y ahora una victoria en
in
la
the junior
general.
division, and now
Ah,
you won the
¿Cómo
overall.
te fue?
No, la verdad que por
How are you
ahí
feeling?
la carrera de la mañana fue un poco más enredada, largando de más atrás.
In the morning it was tighter, I was
Y en
starting
esta carrera,
behind.
bueno, supimos manejar bien los tiempos, sabía que la carrera era larga, sabía que iba a haber mucho safety car.
We knew the race was long, we knew
es
there were
importante por
going to
ahí
be safety cars.
En el primer sector ir tranquilo, cuidando la goma, sabiendo que no nos iban a pasar. Y las
We
últimas
had to
5
be
vueltas sí
careful in
tiré
the sector
y me
one,
medí
taking care of the tires.
con Piquet y fue muy parejo y sabía que no me iba a agarrar. Pero nada, más
We
que
had a good
nada
battle with Piquet.
manejando el tema
I
de
knew
la
he was
goma, de
not
la
going to catch
temperatura,
me.
que hace
My
mucho
car was
calor.
was very good.
Muchísimas gracias, vamos al pódio. E, gente, primeira vitória também da Hyundai aqui na categoria.
First win for Camilo Trapa, first win for Hyundai as a factory team.
Aí depois eu fui andar com vocês lá. E tal. Legal. Tem tempão. Pé de óleo. Eu sou de Salvador, mas morei a Holanda inteira. Onde?
There's Juan Angel Rosso standing in the blue suits. Here is
Melhor equipe, Hyundai MSA.
Juan Angel Rosso, Nelson Piquet
E o
Jr.
vencedor da corrida, Camilo Trapa.
Camilo Trapa climbing
Chamamos,
into the first place of the podium.
chamamos e fica também ao pódio como vencedor.
If I don't do wrong, it's Karpineski,
South
leader
America,
of
Copa
the
Júnior,
Hyundai
ele
MSA.
mesmo, Camilo Trapa. Chamamos agora o TCR South America Copa Trophy, Adrian Tirano.
Adrian Chiriano won the TCR Trophy. Camilo Trapa is the best junior, so he
Vitoriano da
will not
Hyundai
move.
Brasil Motorsport para entregar ao terceiro colocado, Juan Rosso. Ao segundo colocado, o brasileiro Nelsinho Piquet.
Nelson Piquet Jr. receives his trophy.
A melhor equipe, Hyundai
The
MSA.
winning team also receives the
E o
trophy.
vencedor da corrida, o argentino Camilo Trapa.
Camilo Trapa from Argentina is here receiving the trophy.
O troféu Copa Júnior, vencedor da South America. E agora, chamo Walter Gírio, diretor de marketing da Hankook Brasil, para entregar então ao vencedor da Copa Júnior South America.
Now Trapa receiving the TCR Junior
Trapa.
trophy.
Frederico Pontieri, presidente da TCR South America. vai entregar ao primeiro colocado da Copa
Federico
Trophy
Punteri,
South America,
president of TCR South America,
Geriano.
takes the trophy for winning the Trophy Cup.
Arriba los troféus para foto. Arriba los troféus para foto. Gracias, gracias. Parabéns, vencedores.
Photos
E vamos então
now in the air.
ao hino do país vencedor. Primeiro hino.
Now we'll hear the Argentinian anthem.
Vencedor. O hino da Argentina. O aplauso de vocês para os vencedores da corrida 2.
The Argentinian anthem once again.
A festa do champanhe.
And now it's time for the champagne. Some drivers didn't like to
Opa!
take much of champagne in race 1, so they don't get their suits
Camilo Trapão.
wet and smell of champagne.
Vamos anunciar agora.
In a way of staying very clean. Here's our winner, Camilo Trapa, who defended very well throughout the race. Camilo Trapa didn't let first place go, never in the weekend in this race. And a weekend ended in no better way. There's Damian Fineschi celebrating with him, one of the technical directors of Hyundai MSA team that represents Hyundai in South America. Now we move on to TCR Brazil Podium, with Gabriel Moura taking third place, Celso Neto in second,
Minas Gerais. Segundo colocado, Celso.
Gabriel Moura also the best junior driver, and Nelson Piquet Jr. is the winner
Primeiro colocado da TCR Brasil.
of TCR Brazil.
Nelsinho Piquet. Primeiro colocado da TCR Brasil Copa Trophy, Adrian Siriano. Chamamos Ariel Mogar, gerente de marketing da Honda Brasil, para entregar ao terceiro colocado, Gabriel Moura. Chamamos Ariel Mogar para entregar também a Celso Neto.
Trophies handed
Piloto de Minas
out to
Gerais.
Celso Neto. In 3 weeks' time, we'll go to Cascavel.
Melhor equipe, Honda Racing.
We'll later head to Interlagos, to Cuiabá, to Mogi Guazú. Then 4 rounds in Argentina, Termas de Rio Hondo, 2 rounds to be confirmed.
Vencedor da TCR
Then Rosario, and the final round in Uruguay, in El Pinar, on December 6th. This is Nelson Piquet Jr., the winner
Convidamos Walter Gílio. O Walter Giglio, diretor de marketing da Hankook Brasil, para entregar ao vencedor da TCR Brasil Copa Trophy, Adriano
Walter Giglio from Hankook Brazil gives the trophy to Adrian Chiriano, winner of TCR trophy
Levantem os troféus.
in Brazil.
Levantem os troféus para a foto de pódio. Muito bem, agora pode um banho gostoso do champanhe do Brasil.
It's been a great race, as it's always the case in TCR South America. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us. We'll see you in 3 weeks' time in Cascavel. My name is Francisco Aure. It's been a win for Camilo Trapa in TCR South America. Thank you. See you next time.